let it go.
And it's so much.
So this will be our last episode of the podcast.
I know.
I'm just kidding. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of We've Had a Time. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah.
Take off your shirt. Woo! And I'm a ride like a million. Mm-hmm. Ah.
Hey everybody, and welcome back. I am your co-host. I'm so sorry. I do it every week. I am
a guest.
your goddamn co-host.
I'm just a continuous
Cece.
guest, I think.
The guest that couldn't take the hint the first time.
Has nothing better to do than return.
Suddenly we're doing a podcast together when it was kind of my show.
My show?
But anyways, I'm your co-host, Cece, serving you pimple patch realness. So don't mind her.
And I'm your co-host, Meesh, serving you Garden of Eden and coat rack, purse rack, all in one.
Period. Bagged
Period,
you bitches.
slay.
Bagged you bitches.
I just have so many bags.
She's bagged.
I had to hang
She's
them up.
booked and bagged. Booked and bagged.
And gagged and boots down.
All the things.
All of the things. All of the time.
Point blank, period. Welcome back, everybody. As you can see, we're looking clearer. We're sounding better. The lighting is here because we decided to upgrade. It was about damn time.
Exactly.
Upgrade ya. Exactly. So we're feeling good. We're feeling great. Everything's clear.
Mm-hmm.
Almost, except for the pimple patch. But, you know,
the skin is on its way.
Live.
It's the last one.
Coming to you summer 2024.
You just gotta,
so
y'all just had to let us cook. That's all.
We've
been cooking.
Let me cook.
We've been cooking. Things are looking better. We're seasoning. We're getting there, y'all. Pimple sprinkles.
Exactly.
Sprinkle, pimple.
Do. Yes. And so we hope you enjoyed last week's episode, getting to know each other on a level 1, we're not really strangers basis.
Mm-hmm.
And we really liked it. We had a lot of fun. And because of that, we will be upgrading to level 2 today. We're getting to know each other a little more.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary. It's intimate. We're being vulnerable. All the things.
Mm-hmm.
Asking each other questions we would probably never ask each other in real life ever.
Truly,
ever.
I think.
There's just not enough time when you're silly, when you're goofing around.
We are just really silly,
having
goofy.
a silly, goofy time.
I was listening to the last week's podcast and I was like, yeah, we really do just have a silly, goofy time together. And normally nothing bad happens or drama happens when we're together. So there's really nothing to like unpack really whenever we're hanging out. It's just silly, goofy times.
There's truly nothing that serious to unfold. I feel like it's somewhat intuitive. I think the questions, are very specific, but like, like the one where it's like, do I fall in love easily? I kind of sensed. I had an idea.
You had a clue.
I know what you're about.
Right. And
I
also,
still don't know your MySpace song, but
that's fair. But also a thing to mention is me and Cece have been like long distance besties since 2018. So really, we get 1 catch up a year, 2 if we're lucky. And there's so much to unfold. So there's never enough time. So I'm happy we're doing this. That way we can kind of like get to a even closer together while being so far apart.
It's true. And then when we see each other again, it's back to the silly, goofy business.
Yeah.
Waste no time.
Waste no time. Silly, goofy. We're doing bits. We're bringing out props.
We're
The
back at it.
accents are
Wigs.
out. Wigs.
Costumes.
We have a show, people. We perform.
Dance numbers.
Dance numbers are my favorite.
We do them every time.
Every single time we have choreography.
And get kicked out of every single establishment.
Every single one.
Aww.
So cute.
Aw, miss you.
Honestly, same. I'm happy I'm seeing you this month.
I know. I'm so excited.
Eee!
All right, let me pull these cards up right. You want me to pull up a card for you first?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm blind by choice, so bear with me.
Just put your damn glasses on.
I can't. They have a blue light on them. They're just gonna reflect.
That's real.
Okay. What's the most pain you've ever been in that wasn't physical? I know. Is that me? That's me answering it, right? Or is it you answering?
Mm-hmm.
That's me answering?
That's you answering. Oh, wait. Oh,
Or is it-
no. I have to
Is
answer.
it you? Thank
Damn.
God.
Yeesh.
I bet you the next card's like, what's your guilty pleasure?
I know. You're going to get a fun, silly one, and I have to
I'm
answer.
like, I wonder.
All I ever do is cry. I would say I think the obvious answer is probably mourning. Like grief.
Silly goofy time.
I would say, yeah, I would say grief. I do think that any form of grief, whether it be actual death or a breakup or just any sort of loss, I think is a pretty close pain to physical pain.
That's a weird time. That was a weird time for us too.
It's such a strange time for everyone.
So I was like, you were like, you want to come to my house?
That was a good time.
No, I love that trip. That's like, I'm so excited to go back because I really did love that trip. I just was
Not me
like
putting you in that situation.
I forget, and I don't think we ever really like chatted about it after. It kind of just happened, and then I left. And then we just went about our business.
I think that was kind of the best way for me to go about it, though. For context and what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, my mom passed away somewhere in the middle of my college career. And then there were fires happening in Santa Barbara. So Meesh, everybody got excused from finals and got to go home a little early because everything was on fire. And so I invited Meesh to my hometown and she stayed here for a little bit and it was really fun. And I think it was really important for me to have like somewhat of distractions, obviously not too much to distract me from the reality of my situation, but distractions here and there. I think one of my favorite things is when you and Ray and Tyler just like invited me somewhere to like hanging out.
Where did we invite you?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
It was somebody's apartment. Yeah, it might have been Ray's apartment. I don't know. And then we just played games or some shit.
Oh yeah,
and it was like a week after
when we came back from spring
yeah.
break. Yes, I do remember that.
Or winter
break.
It was in November. Yeah,
It was something like that. Thanksgiving. Yes, we came back and we were like, let's eat pizza and drink and just play board games. That was so fun.
That was really nice. It was definitely a time where I needed like wholesome stuff. I was too vulnerable for the club.
Yeah, we took a break. We took a huge break.
From Oh, the club?
Like going out? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me pause to get this dog out of here. What were we talking about?
Oh, death.
Oh yeah. This is why we
Eek.
don't ask personal questions, because we literally cannot stay on topic for anything longer than like a minute and a half.
And that's fine.
Me and Cece like match each other's
I'll say.
ADHD.
It just kind of goes down the rabbit hole of, I mean, it all. No, it doesn't really back. I was like, it all kind of
No,
ties in.
not at all.
No, it doesn't.
Mm.
Yeah, basically, in summary, grief equals physical pain.
Mm-hmm.
The end.
Mm-hmm. And Michelle's dog might be mixed.
And Meesh's dog might be mixed. Please stay tuned.
For a DNA
let
test.
us know if you have any info on
Mm-hmm,
the nature of a 40-pound puppy.
Let me know. Let me know.
Give us the insight.
Okay.
I'm going to pull a card for you.
Next card.
Interesting. Have you changed your mind about anything recently?
What have I changed my mind about? The only like significant one I think is like I don't do oat milk anymore.
That is a mind change. Tell me why.
I just I think it's a starch. Is that what it is? Oatmeal is a starch or something along the lines of like not really beneficial.
Yeah.
So you're just drinking like starch juice. I'm not a scientist or a nutritionist. I have no idea. I saw a TikTok and it made sense to me. That it wasn't like as beneficial, you know?
Yeah. I've heard
It just tastes really good.
I've heard people say that oat milk is no longer good for you, which what I will say is I don't think a lot of milks are supposed to be
Like
really
good.
that good for you. Yeah. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Go back to cow's milk?
I know.
Are you crazy?
I
Are you
agree.
insane?
I went back to like a nut milk, I guess I would say.
What do you
That's
do?
like the only
Cashew?
change. I normally do almond milk. I've always liked almond milk, even before it was like everybody should drink almond milk, because I don't really like milk.
She's cute. She's a little too thin for me sometimes, though.
That's fair. Which is where my oat milk decision began, because I was like, oh, in a coffee? Oat
and
milk,
she's creamy.
yeah, oat milk is great.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was like, yeah, it is just starch. So then maybe not an oat milk? I
And
really
I'ma
don't
drink
know.
it.
I was thinking about my mom. I just went to go see her and she's telling me about how somebody's dog has kidney stones because kibble, they were just giving him kibble, and I guess kibble wasn't like, the conclusion was that kibble is not very healthy for your dog because it doesn't have any nutrients if you don't get the right one, I guess. And I was just thinking how that's like a perfect example of like human food as well. Like everything is super processed, everything has a lot of like chemicals, etc., to keep up with demand. I think but if I'm gonna pick up something and it has like a billion ingredients in it, yeah, that's probably like a fact.
No, I feel that. It kind of goes to like how some seemingly healthy things always have like a very strange amount of ingredients that you kind of don't understand.
Yeah.
You just never know. And I felt that way about oat milk for a long time. I'm like, I think one time I looked at the ingredients, I was like, you seem like a little more than oats and water.
You seem to have some curious ingredients.
Who are your little friends in this concoction?
Yeah. Truly doesn't. And then like things that taste really good like can't be healthy, I guess. You know, like people are like, it's only like X amount of calories, it's only X amount of fat, and it's usually like, yes, but also it has like 1 billion grams of sodium or like 1 billion chemicals that make it taste like that. So you can never win right now, I would say.
It's true. I feel like everything should just be done in moderation.
Yeah.
Because I know even if you were just like like vegetarians like lack a bunch of nutrients and things like that. They
They
deprive
have to
themselves
like
of so many
supplement.
things.
Yeah. I think if you were eating 100% correctly, you're probably spending a lot of money to do that, personally.
Yeah, I agree.
Like if you get honey from your local market, or I wouldn't say local market, like a local farmer at a farmer's market, they're probably going to charge you like a lot more than the $1.75 honey that you can get from Walmart. No,
Yeah,
it all comes with a price, in my opinion.
I'm gonna powder
Love
myself.
it.
I look fucking
Okay, yes. What powder?
makeup. I'm gonna pretend like somebody's doing my makeup. It's just me.
I am the makeup.
I'm like, Pat, Miss McGrath, can you
Gosh, that woman. Love her.
I love her.
She's so cute.
She's so like a fucking genius, dude.
Yeah, very unique. I haven't had the pleasure of spending any money on her makeup, but I've seen the looks that she's
Same.
produced, and it looks really nice. Like,
it's definitely been on my I
wish
think I just
list.
forget about her when
I do too.
when I go to Sephora, because I would invest, because they are obviously more expensive, but like investing in a palette, I feel like would be, because you see those swatches.
Yeah.
Incredible. Like, I feel like I could, people some people for like a hot minute found her fucking palettes at TJ Maxx. I was hot. Because I haven't found one since. That's a come up of the century.
She's gone up in the past year or so, I think, because they started working a lot more like current influencers, I guess. Or like the ones that are in my, like, on my For You page. I've heard talk a lot about her, and I didn't really know much about her until like the last 3 years or so. So I want to say that has a lot to do with it. So now people know who she is, and now people want it. I feel like a lot of the times, if it's not well known, no one's gonna go for it. So then you're just kind of like in a secret club.
I did think it was kind of strange that her palette somehow made their way
to
down
TJ
to TJ
Maxx.
Yeah. But people do be knowing the name. Pat McGrath, Miss Pat McGrath, she is everywhere. Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Love that movie.
Sam.
That movie made me cry in theaters. I was very sad about that one.
It makes me cry a little more every time I think I've watched it like 4 times now. And I always cry just a little more each time. Really, really just
it's like worth watching again, because I feel like when you watch it and you get to the ending where you realize like what this was all for, and then you watch it again, you're like, you just see more that way. Yeah. And I'm just a sucker for like any mom-daughter trouble. Like, ugh. That and a dad dying, I'm on the ground. Or
like, just like when it's just like a middle class family.
Yeah. Basically anything that relates to me and my
anything that's even close.
Yeah.
And they were Asian.
Oh my god. Can I tell you, like,
fuck me up.
To go back to when we were talking about like scary movies. I think I've said this to you before, but like my friends when I was younger really wanted to watch Paranormal Activity movies. Like they just loved watching those. And those freaked me out. Like scared me to death because I can't do that.
You poor thing.
And so I would like come up with rules in my brain of why this would never happen to me, right? Because I didn't want to be a Debbie Downer and not watch these, but I
Yeah.
also wanted to be able to sleep.
You
So I
had to
would
like
come up with
rationalize it.
yeah, I had to rationalize like these people live in Minnesota or Oklahoma or like somewhere in the middle of America. So this particular demon will never get to me. One. Two, it's a white family. Like, I don't know anything. They can't touch me. It's after Caucasians. It won't ever look at me that way as
You're
desirable.
like, not with my Mexican mother in the house. No,
Exactly.
ma'am.
There's no way. I have too many crosses. I have too many rosaries in here. Like, there's no way it's going to touch me. And
The
then the
Last
fourth
Supper is
one.
literally right there.
Yeah, it's right there. It really is. I do have one. My mom got
And
it from
that's so
Mexico.
Filipino Mexican.
I know.
It's the same goddamn painting every time.
Uh, and then the fourth one or the third one comes out, and it's a Hispanic family from fucking Los Angeles. I was doomed.
Those ghosts said, "We're coming for your neck, bitch," and we're making it specific.
My rationale gone.
Main character's name is Michelle.
I would have cried. I would have cried real legitimate tears because I would not sleep. I really couldn't sleep. I would like start seeing things, like seeing things moving on their own and blah blah blah. Blah. Like my brain, this is thing in here, just like creates scenarios. Like she is constantly living in a movie that she created
I
herself.
believe that. Goddamn. That also reminds me, like, I'm on this side of TikTok. First of all, your friends are mean as fuck for pulling you into watching those movies. I will say.
You know, the troubling thing with having such terrible memories, I can't even remember like if I was ever actively like, no, I don't want to watch it. You know, like it's scary. Or I did say that and they were like, well, then you can go home and we'll watch it here. You know, I don't know which one it was.
Yeah.
Either way, I watched them. And it was terrible.
I will say kids in general are just mean as fuck, especially when for
Mhm.
some reason, some scary movies, it's like, oh, are you scared?
I
Let's
know.
all just admit that we're scared.
Let's just all
We're all
say,
a little scared.
yeah, we're all scared of these things. But some people enjoy that fear and some people are petrified by it. I am petrified. Pat McGrath
I got you.
defied.
Period.
Should we pull another card?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Gotta keep the agenda going.
Always. Camera.
Okay, when was the last time you surprised yourself?
When was the last time I surprised myself? I mean, like, what's an example of me surprising myself?
I think a lot of the times it's like I thought I couldn't do this one thing and then I made it through. You know what I mean? Like I surprised myself that I could do it. I think that's where that question is alluding to. If we don't like it, we can pick another one.
I feel like I could pull something out of my dome. I just like when
I
don't
have
think I'm
done
that
that.
surprising of a person, girl.
Mhm.
Like I think I'm so calculated and so
Every
a
movement
little overconfident.
is thought out. Yeah.
Some would call it delusional. That I'm like, I knew this would happen. Thank you, point blank, period.
prepared for
I
this to
actually knew this
happen.
the entire time.
I just
And
knew.
sometimes things are for the better. And again, I could be delusional.
These days it's just manifestation, girl.
Always said that.
Meant to be.
That's the answer to that. If I think of something better,
Don't surprise myself. I know all
I'll
along
let y'all
I can
know.
do it.
All my accomplishments were meant to be because I made it so.
Period.
Ain't no surprises there.
Period.
Anyone?
Any objections?
Doth anyone refuse me? Okay, moving on.
Love.
And that's the end of that. All right.
You said shut y'all up quick.
Were you silent or were you silenced? Exactly. Exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you. Describe your perfect day.
My
fun.
perfect day. Ooh.
This really is like I'm getting all the
I
fucking
know.
think pieces. And
I'm
you
like,
describe your perfect day.
what's your favorite color?
Ooh.
This is a hard one. Because, you know,
The
some
hell?
days I really like blue. And then other days I'm just a green gal.
Thank you for being so brave.
Thank you for speaking your truth today. I love
Thank you for sharing. I know that wasn't easy. Go on, describe your perfect day or
My
whatever the fuck.
perfect day. Okay. Oh, God.
Where do I begin?
I really, this question is so funny because I'm thinking about like moments and days that I've had that have been like just exceptional that I just want to put them all in one day, you know?
That's real.
So I would love for me to wake up early and not feel tired. That's like the first part of a perfect day.
Yep.
I woke up early. It started early in the day, but I feel absolutely refreshed and ready to take on this most perfect day. I'm like, why is it so hard? It's not even not even an important question. I'd love to wake up and not feel tired. I'd love to go to the beach. And then I would love to get a really good sandwich with an iced coffee. And then I'd love for there to be enough time to shower and then go to a museum and see some art or some pictures. And then I'd love for there to be enough time for me to like come home and then like cook a dinner and like bake a thing, like a cookie, and then play board games or watch a movie. And the
I like that
weather
day.
and the weather is like a
Tell
good
us.
78 or like between 78 and 83 degrees.
Yeah.
And it's like a Wednesday, so it's not so busy.
Not a Wednesday.
So it's
Oh, that
not so
makes sense.
busy. So I'm like able to
That's
do all
true.
of these things with the least amount of people around. That's my perfect
I
day.
dig that. I love that.
If I could add Disneyland in there, I would, but that's just being too greedy.
I honestly half expected you to say a little Disneyland
I
moment.
guess like instead of come home and do dinner, I would go to Disneyland and eat dinner there and then watch the fireworks.
Period.
And then eat the desserts. That's my perfect day.
I love.
If anyone's
good perfect
interested
day.
in creating a beautiful experience for me, that would be great. I clip this and send it to my boyfriend.
I'm already sending it to him.
You
Never know.
He's like,
It's all out there.
it's no guessing game. I'm telling you exactly what I want.
She's just a gal who wants to live out her perfect day.
I'm gonna make a movie about it.
And I'll watch it. It does. It just sounds like a really nice day.
Aww.
I feel like mine would be pretty similar. Like, I love that your perfect day also started with waking up early. I feel like when people get that question, it's always like sleeping in. But all of my best days have involved waking up dumb early.
Dumb early.
You just got to start early in the day.
Yeah, if I know it's gonna be a perfect day, if I know it's gonna be like the best day,
I'm
I want
using
it to
all
be
24
as
hours.
long as possible.
Uh-huh.
And if that's the case, like the waking up early without being tired is crucial. If I ever figure out how to do that, it's over. It's over. I will
Just
be
wait and
unstoppable.
see. Just wait and see.
If I wake up and I'm like, yes, I'm refreshed, I like reset after a night's sleep, I'll be president by tomorrow.
And I'll manifest that for you.
Oh no, please don't.
Oh, okay.
Not a presidential run.
Okay.
But certainly not being tired. Do that.
Yeah.
That one would be
I'll
great.
focus on that.
Thank
I'll
you.
focus on that.
Okay, another card?
Yeah.
We're banging these
Probably
out.
be something traumatic.
Maybe.
This paragraph, I can't read backwards, but it's a fucking paragraph.
It says, when you're asked how are you, how often do you answer truthfully?
Never. Never.
That's real.
I'll be the first to say. Because I think everyone's lying to some extent.
A little bit.
Nobody is actually, I mean, no, sorry, that's cynical. Like, more often than not, are we all just like flat out good?
Are we all
You know?
okay?
And it's just like, oh, how are you? Like, I mean, okay, let me backtrack a little bit because me personally, will every now and then answer with a just all right, depending on who you are.
Sure.
You know? But, you know, if we're asking on a service level, it's always going to be good because I'm not going to trauma dump on a stranger.
I appreciate that so much. I think it's because we worked in the service industry.
Yeah.
But if you come in and I say, how are you doing? And you're like, not good, terrible, horrible, it's been a horrible day. I just need you to take 2 seconds to realize that there is absolutely nothing I can do about it. There is nothing, if I'm taking your order, if I'm ringing you out, if I am doing anything, I cannot help you in any way whatsoever turn your day around. You are at the most going to interact with me for like 5 minutes. And there is no need.
Yeah.
There is no need for you to feel like you cannot lie to me. I am obligated
if you come in,
to ask you.
If you come in bitter, I feel like you're kind of looking for a fight.
Sure.
You're looking for someone to bully. And sometimes that's not always the case. I think sometimes maybe you're just like, I feel like elderly people have a tendency to overshare when they're a little comfortable in customer service, especially if they're like, I was in food service for a long time, so if they're elderly and they're regulars, they'll tell me exactly what's going on in their lives. I know about their children, I know about their grandchildren, I know what took them off today, and I know that they like the crust cut off on their sandwich. And if it's anything above, if it's like medium rare or medium well, they will send it back. You know?
Yeah.
I know too much. And sometimes they need that. But for the rest of you,
just tell me you're doing okay.
Scale back.
You don't even have to say great.
Okay, it's fine.
I'm doing okay. Like you said, I'm doing all right. Perfect. Your total is 64.72. I hope your day is good. Bye.
Yep. And if it's like anyone else, well, I mean, I guess in the context of customers, like I can try to turn your day around
Maybe.
with my customer service. At least you're giving me the opportunity.
That's true.
If you're coming in with me with like a little sassy attitude, I don't know if I could turn your day around.
I agree.
I might make things worse.
Sassy attitude and
Perhaps
no
this is not
receipt.
the environment that you want.
Sassy attitude, no
tip?
receipt, no tip. I cannot help you. Turn your day
Bed's
around.
empty. No note. Car gone.
I love that part. No note.
Me
Car gone.
too.
Like, it's so good.
You could have died. You could have been seen. We were starving him, Mum. Well, you best hope I don't put bars on your window, Ronald Weasley. Harry.
It's so good. Let's go.
Anyways.
But yeah, moral of the story, just lie to people. It's for the greater good. Personally,
Surface level. We all got to do it sometimes,
right?
to save other people the obligation of digging further into their life.
Yes.
When they're not mentally ready for it.
Yes. I appreciate people that are having like really bad days that are just like, yeah, I'm okay. I do that.
That's still
spare
power
you
through a little bit.
Yeah. I'll spare you my terrible day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go about my terrible day.
As long as you're even tempered.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the second you go a little overboard is when we start have a bit of issues.
And I know it's possible because I've had some people like, remember at the store, some girl came and she was returning a bunch of clothes. And if you work in retail, like classic, why are you returning any of this? She was like, I bought it all for my boyfriend and I caught him cheating on me. So I'd like to return it, please. I was like,
I do love some tea like that, though.
I love when it's tea. And she wasn't mad. She wasn't mean. She just was like, please take it back. And I was like, you got it, sis. I won't ask you another question.
See, if you're going to come in and tell me some good shit.
You deserve it.
Good old tea. I will willingly listen. I am always down
ask more questions
for some good tea. That's another exception to this rule. Because I am always down for something juicy.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Agreed.
Let me know. I'm going to pull this card for you and it's going to be something fun and silly.
I'm sorry. It's level 2. What can I say?
Oh,
damn it.
Your luck is turned. Are you lying to yourself about anything?
Do you know what's so wild? I saw this question. Where did I see it? When I was looking for pictures for the thumbnail. I was like, wow, that's scary. Scary question. And here I am.
And now here we are.
My karmic revenge. I don't know.
My Roman's revenge.
To myself about something. Listen, y'all. I don't know. Am I lying to myself about something?
About anything.
Anything at all.
I mean, what could you be lying about?
I don't know. I feel like sometimes with these questions, like, I'd be lying to myself if I said I was, like, happy or, like, excited. You know what I mean?
Or, like, everything is good and great.
Yeah. Yeah.
When things might not be.
I'm like a very anxious person.
Yeah.
So I tend to try to like go through every single scenario possible with things to like decide an outcome or decide a plan. Like I'm a list kind of gal, so I have a billion lists. I have like resulted in just bringing a notebook everywhere I go to like write lists.
Love.
Some psychologist listening to this is like,
Diagnosing you immediately.
I would, please. But I think I'm like unfortunately self-aware, right? So like I myself know
Yeah.
like the things that hold me back. You know what I mean? Like I know what they are. I know. I'm not
Yeah.
playing that I would.
I feel like you're definitely a realist more than an idealist.
Yeah, which sometimes I wish I wasn't. Sometimes I wish I was delusional. Like I say this all the time. So people who are like in my life know this well. But like there are people that I've seen and that I've known that are just so delusional and like so sure that things will work in a positive way that somehow the universe delivers, you know, like in vibration, that whole like manifestation idea of things. Like
Yeah.
if you vibrate on that, it'll come to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I've met a few people, one person in my brain in particular, that is just so like so sure that things will work out. And he puts himself in like interesting situations, but he's just so positive that things will work in his favor or he'll find a way to make it work that it just does. And I think that part of idealism is what I wish I had, because in the realist part of it is like I'm thinking of every scenario that could possibly go wrong. So I will like either not do something or like plan for everything that it's just like the bad things can. You know what I'm saying? Does that make any sense?
Yeah. No, it does. It does. I read somewhere that like the best way to go about it is to always be 50-50. Because if you're too idealistic, you can be a little, like, for lack of a better word, delusional.
Yeah.
Or unrealistic.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're too realistic, you can be more of a cynic. Just kind of trying to think of all the outcomes that may or may not happen.
Yeah.
When the happy medium is to be like, this may not happen, or it could, and that's okay.
Yes.
And just to like live right down the middle. So it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like people who are like, I get that, like, you know, people who just are seemingly naturally lucky, and then good things do end up happening to them. Honestly, love those people because I'm like, they're not worried about anything.
Yeah,
and I think that's very cool.
Yes, I feel like a lot of that stems from like confidence, I would say. You know?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just confidence in yourself, like how you said, like, you know, that you'll what was that card that you drew? I'm already forgetting.
Like, what did I say? Lying to myself about something?
No, that's me.
Or how, like, truthfully, or how am I truthfully?
The one before that.
The last time I surprised myself?
Yeah, like dang. But you said like I just know I can do it, you know?
Yeah.
And that's like I feel like Delulu people who are just lucky, like take it a step further. Like, yes, I know I can deliver, but also I know like the world will deliver for me as well, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can deliver
It's
for myself.
a law of attraction. Yeah.
Yes. And I wish I had that in the little bitness. Like, even in the slightest bit. I wish I had more of that.
It's really a lot to practice. But I feel like I've gotten a lot better
with those things.
Like, even within the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
Because I used to panic. I mean, you know. Like, in school, I was just so uncertain about everything.
Yeah.
And I was actually just talking to my cousin about this, where I was just like, I've just been through some of the most silliest, some would say traumatic, but did you see that?
Yeah.
Some would say traumatic, but the semi-silliest things that I feel like because of all that, it's built me up into a person that is just very, like, kind of calm in the sense of between,
In a
like,
storm.
tragedy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just very chill. It's like whatever happens, happens. So I felt like that helped a lot.
Yeah.
And now I'm just kind of in a place where, like, but I also know that good things are entirely possible because I've also gotten, like, very lucky in a lot of senses, in a lot of ways. So I feel like I'm like, you know what? It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, it should work
nothing
out.
could kill me anymore. I've seen it all. Please, no more. Dear God, no more.
I think I'm the opposite. I'm like, I haven't seen all of it, you know, and I haven't done any of it. So I'm like, there's still some room for panic here. You never know. I don't know if I'll make it alive or not.
Honestly, that's not
I
a bad
probably
place
will.
to be, though, because I feel like you don't have to experience all the bad.
That's true. I won't take that one quite yet.
Let's not volunteer ourselves for something that we don't want.
One day you'll get that story.
One of these days.
I don't know when, but not today.
Yeah. Not today. We simply don't have the time.
I know, but yeah, I want to. That was like, if this was a New Year's resolution episode, I'd be like, I want to live more in delusion.
You can start today, girl. What day is it? May 8th?
May 8th.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Day of delusion. Year of delusion. We'll check back in.
Starting now.
Yeah, I can do anything. I will do anything.
She's capable of so much. Should we do... Let's see how many we've answered so far.
We did way more than the last one, but I'm down for another one.
Yeah, we have been
is kind of fun.
Through. I'm having a good time.
I wonder what the friends ones are like. Maybe I'll buy the friend one.
And then do that.
And then we can play that when we're in each other's presence.
Well, because if we do level 3, we have to kiss.
Nothing we haven't done before.
I don't. We have to kiss, and then we have to be married. What's the thing where it's just like, do you watch Bridgerton like that?
Yeah.
You know how when the debutantes are getting courted and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah.
And then they're at a bar? They're at the ball, and they get caught, like, out in the garden. It's kind of like what happened in season 1.
I'm just rewatching
and it's like
that.
they have to get married.
Yeah, because she's been tainted.
If we go into level 3.
So she has to.
Tainted.
Ugh.
So many rules.
There's so many rules, which it's like,
she was so bananas.
I've been rewatching that because the new season is coming out, so I wanted to obviously, like, catch up.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, I was trying to think of equivalents to that now, and it's like there are none. Like, we dropped so many. There are, like, obviously, like, you have to present yourself to society in a certain way, and, like, you have to obviously, like, whatever. But it's like the amount of rules. You have to step out for a specific week a year. You know what I mean? Like, you have to wear certain things for the entire time. Like, and it's high stakes.
You showcase yourself like a little peacock.
Right, and it's high stakes. Like, not just in terms of, like, love and marriage. It's like people are getting money out of this. This is like a business deal. And they're not, like, that's not common anymore. So I'm like, wow, people really, like, subjected themselves to this for so long until someone was like,
their daughters.
I know.
They're little girls. They were like,
I know.
How old did you have to be? Like 17 or 18?
I think it was 16, honestly, because I think.
So how old is Daphne? Is she only like?
I think she's a kid.
19?
I really don't think that she's that old.
That's bananas.
I think she's meant to be a teenager.
Yeah. Oh God.
I think they're all meant to be teenagers. I know. That's why I'm like, wow, people be doing this. And I think in high society, like high royalty, blah, 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 like people who actually like run countries and stuff, that probably like something to that degree still occurs. But
Yeah.
I just can't imagine that being like what is done and what is normal. Okay, let's draw another one.
Okay. I'm reading to you, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's a wild card. I don't know how I feel about these wild cards.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Sorry, I keep pulling these red ones.
No, you're fine. I'm gonna close the door.
What lesson took you the longest to unlearn?
Ooh,
That's a good question.
I know. What lesson took me the longest to unlearn? Something that I used to do that I stopped to do. Wing. I'm like, I think I'll say, and I need to get better with my words, but I think like feeding into friendships just for the sake of like time, or loyalty. You know what I mean?
For the sake of like longevity of the friendship.
Yeah. I think that like keeping a friendship just because it's like
You've been together for a long
been
time.
together for a long time, or like I wanted to be friends with them, but they weren't putting in the same amount of energy, I guess.
Yeah, I like
I
that.
guess like over trying on that part.
Bending over backwards.
Yeah,
for people
bending
who don't
over. That's a better.
reciprocate.
Yeah, that's a better way. Like bending over backwards.
Yeah.
For people just to be nice or just to keep friendships going. That
Yeah.
took me a while.
I like that. That's a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a
I
lesson
feel like
everyone
everybody
should get there.
tries to be. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was going to say, like, I feel like we all have friends that we maintain just for niceties and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, y'all could just let it fade out naturally, So
Yeah.
sometimes it's just like not, like I feel like I've not necessarily like lost friends, but I've just like let things fade out.
I agree.
Because I'm certainly like a person who tries to bring people together, and there's just people who like claim they are too busy, which sometimes you are. Sometimes people got a lot on their plate. Sometimes it's like, oh, you can't be that busy.
I think, yeah,
And at what point do you say no more?
Right. Like, I feel like a common thing is that, you haven't heard from this person in a while, so you check in, and then after a check-in, like, they never check in on you, etc., etc. Like, you show up for their things, they don't show up for your things.
Yeah.
They show support, or you show support for things that they want and they're interested in, and they don't show support for things that you're interested in, and you keep doing it just because you want to say like, oh, we've been friends for this long, like she's such a good friend, etc., etc., but you don't realize that they are not good friends anymore, and you should probably just separate yourself. I'm like very big these days on just like putting energy into people who put energy into me. You know what I mean? Like if you're checking on me, if you're commenting on my stuff, if you're, like reaching out every now and then I'm going to do the same. But if it's only on one side, I'm not down for it anymore. I feel like I'm at a point where it really is like quality over quantity.
Yeah.
And sometimes I miss, like we've talked about, like missing having like a bunch of like group hangs, or like having girlies to, chit chat with and be girlies with.
Yeah.
But it's also like, if you haven't found the girlies that are like through and through, then just, drop them until you find those, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, save your energy.
Some people aren't down for the cause.
Yeah.
And that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
They like to put their energy into other things, and that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think nobody asked, but to add to that, my thought for this question was also kind of along the same lines.
Oh, yeah.
And like, in that not everybody is your friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that from like a recovering people pleaser.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's like, not everybody's got to be your fucking
Same.
friend, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a lot of power in just not being for everybody and not having to vibe and force yourself to be close to anybody. Because that means you're keeping it $1.50 with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The friendships aren't doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Let it go.
And it's so much.
So this will be our last episode of the podcast.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
I'm
So
like, with that being
this is
said,
actually a
you're
breakup
who
video.
I'm talking about, and I'm kind of done doing this.
I don't know how I'm gonna add reality show music right here.
You know what? I'm just tired of Sierra and Anya's.
Is your confessional?
Yeah.
Not the government name, girl.
You said they're gonna find where I live.
Jesus
You
Christ.
should bleep out your middle name or your last name,
Yeah.
whichever one you care about.
Most of everything, actually. A little
Anyways,
bit of all
I'm
of
just
it.
tired of Cece, not showing up for me ever. And I don't think I want to put any time into this because I'm better than that. And she's a bitch. Bleep that too.
And I think she's a fucking liar. And honestly,
Come on, Miss Actress.
I have been through so much this year with the divorce and having a baby, and my Pilates instructor dumped me. And I got a BBL, and it just, one cheek is bigger than the other.
And the fight over
And
the
somebody
inheritance.
leaked it.
And so I'm just gonna, I'm gonna do what's best for me. I'm gonna go my own way.
Alexa, play I'm Gonna Go My Own Way by Gabriela Montez.
And if you don't want to watch all 3 High School Musicals, that was it.
That was basically
that was the whole movie.
Songs?
Yeah, songs. Let's do songs. You go first.
Let's get into songs before we depart. First song I will give you. I've been on my thought shit lately.
Oh, love.
Summertime is near.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been a little bit of a ratcheteer, if you will.
That's true.
And so stop it. That said, I've been dabbling with the Future and Metro Boomin album. And with that, I will give you show of hands. It's Future, Metro Boomin, and Mr. A$AP Rocky.
Worth the listen.
And to counter that it is. My day list yesterday was like some sort of rock playlist, which I thought was super cute. Like an indie rock playlist.
Yeah.
And it was bringing me heat.
Oh.
And with that, I'm going to give you Run by Miss Willow Smith.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't listened to the album in full yet, but that's a really good song.
Okay.
And then this other song that popped up randomly after, it's called Plastic Paradise by, I don't know how to pronounce it, and I'm shitty at pronouncing names, but I think it's Omra, Omra, Omra.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it's just an acronym and it's OMRA. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody correct me because I don't know how to pronounce things. But it's a good song.
You should check it out. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's all I'm going to say about that. But that's me.
My first one is Tech It by Kafune. Kafun. It's a TikTok song, but it's really good. It has all 3 versions of it on Spotify, like the sped up, the slow down, and the normal.
They always do.
I know.
Wait, what's it called?
Tech It, Tekit by Kafune.
Oh, Tech
Mm-hmm.
It.
That's my first one.
Period.
It's really good. It's like, I don't know, it makes me feel like I should be in a coffee shop by the beach, just like sipping on a latte. I love. My second one is Ice Spice.
Perfect day playlist.
Ice Spice. How High.
Love.
Have you heard that song?
I have not.
I was so surprised. It came up on a random like day list of mine while I was cleaning. I was like, who is this? And it was freaking Ice Spice. I love it. Give it a listen. She's great.
Dang. I need to get on that.
And then this song, the next song is Tinashe, It's Nasty. Have you heard that song? I love that song.
Found it when she performed it at Coachella, actually.
Mm-hmm. With the choreography.
It's a good song.
It's so good. That's my third. This has been so fun.
This has been... I love it.
Yay,
We're Not Strangers. I don't think we'll be playing level 3, but if we ever get the Friendship Edition, maybe we'll jump back into it.
Maybe.
And we'll be having more game nights. Because I love the game nights.
I love the game nights. We should do a bunch more in the future.
I love playing a silly little game. One day we'll go on Twitch.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't mind.
Mm-hmm.
No strangers.
One of these days. Don't count on it.
I wouldn't, it's a lot of work.
Don't hold us to anything.
Please. It would just be better for everyone.
It's too much.
It's a lot of work.
It's too much. As always, our little playlist is going to be on our Spotify, so go ahead and check it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun, and sometimes they're a little themed, and sometimes they're just songs that we genuinely enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
So get into it. Socials, I'll put it right there somewhere. It's going to be posted right there.
Mm-hmm.
And overall, we just hope you enjoyed this episode. We hope that us oversharing gives you some insight as to who we are as people.
And how our brains work.
I know. And how our brains work. I feel closer to Meesh already.
Agreed.
It didn't break us apart, so I can only imagine we're unbreakable at this point.
That was my main concern.
Absolutely invincible. We all had our doubts. We powered through.
Yes. Rate us on Spotify. It takes literally like 3 seconds to give us any stars at all. We appreciate any feedback you have.
Period. Don't be mean.
Because please. Don't be mean. But if you have any constructive criticism, we would love that. Or if you want to see us do anything in particular or talk about any topics in particular, we would love ideas. 1. And 2, just, like fun, silly things,
Period.
Yeah.
Anyways, have a wonderful week. Love you so much.
Love you.
Bye. Everybody.